What is going on today, guys? We are back for another episode, and today we are going to be working on our base. Now, I just come and I grabbed a little bit of resources, nothing too special, just grabbed up some concrete mix and a little bit of forged iron, also grabbed some food and drink, and we're going to be heading over to our new spot. Uh, we got a bunch of building to do today, a lot of carving out to do, uh, so I figured I'd show it on camera. One of you guys mentioned that you want to see a little bit of the building process, so we're going to be doing that. Before we go, though, we do have to go do a little bit of harvesting. I've been kind of neglecting our crops here, so they're all pretty much ready to go, with the exception of some of the coffee. Like I had mentioned before, the stuff kind of grows a little bit funky, but as you guys can see, we have a lot of stuff to harvest, so it's time to pick our garden rather for but you will notice we are getting 5 apiece. That is because we are um, 5 of 5 in, I will show you right here, 5 of 5 in living off the land, which gives us the 4 extra items for crops. So we get lots of stuff out of our crops, which is absolutely fantastic. It's going to come in handy once we get um, our super corn. So once we get our super corn, we'll have to place them down, get to making a whole bunch of them, because we will need that to make our mutated seeds for planting underground. Um, that's a bit of a process in itself. Uh, Getting the super corn, then growing it until you get enough to make the mutated seeds with it. Like I said, it's quite the process, so that's going to be something we will get to. God, I don't know. I'm not going to harvest the hops because I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with them. Um, to be honest, uh, not really sure. I think hops are just for making like beer. Let's actually check that out. I lied. We're going to harvest one and check it out here. So, hops flowers. So, yeah, basically just for making beer. You need hops and murky water. And I don't know that we'll ever really use too much of the beer, to be honest. Um, I don't know, to be honest. I really don't. I know there's one quest that's drunk and disorderly, or drinking the beer and basically killing zombies while drunk, for lack of a better way to put it. Um, but we probably won't be doing too much with that. Now the blueberries are basically, I know I've mentioned this before, but blueberries are basically my biggest source of food right now. I tend to make basically blueberry pie and red tea. Now, eventually that will change once we get set up in our new base. We'll be messing around with a bunch of other stuff we can make for food wise and drink wise. I do like to make the yucca juice smoothies. I also like to make the purified water because that stuff works absolutely fantastic as well. But not gonna do a whole lot with that at the moment because, like I had mentioned, blueberry pies are pretty simple to make. There's not a whole lot to making them, so it's pretty easy, pretty simple to do, and it gives you quite a good benefit back. Jump up there, jeez, man. Guys like having issues jumping. Now coffee again is probably not going to be something we use too much of. Um, Coffee is still a good drink. Don't get me wrong, but coffee is, um, it's kind of more of a melee mining drink in my opinion because of the boost it gives you. So it's not, and again, it's not anything against coffee or any sort of thing like that, but it's just not of, how do I want to put it, of like a super importance for us. But it's something that, like I said, we will be making. We will go through basically making pretty much every recipe in the game that we can get our hands on and unlock rather. So that's coming soon. We do have. Let's actually take a look here. Um, we do actually have plenty of skill points, so we could just go ahead and fill out our sous chef, and that basically will unlock every recipe for us now. So when it comes time, we will get to do that. If you're wondering why I'm looting these the way I do, it's just quicker because if you sit through it, it takes a little while to get through. So instead, you just double tap F and let the stuff fall on the ground and then pick it up. It has no impact on the amount you get from it or any sort of thing like that. So it's just a lot quicker way to loot it because when you have a ton of these set up, you know it could take you quite a while to get through them. So this way is just more efficient, more quickly. Um, just something I prefer to do instead of sitting there and waiting for the whole loot thing. Now another thing I do like to do, go through and open a whole bunch of them up like this. But don't do it too quick because your bags can disappear on you if you're not quick enough. So as you'll see, we get a lot of good stuff out of these. We have a ton of bones. Once we do get set up in our new base, we need to make a lot of glue because we have just epic amounts of bones right now. So anyway, harvest our apple trees now. Whoops. One more line to go. There we go. So absolutely tons and tons of wood and apples. Tons of good, is great harvest this time around. Once we do get moved though, we are going to be making a hell of a lot bigger garden. We're going to have a huge setup for food. Not only just the food, but for like the tree stuff as well. We really don't have room for anything right now. Let's actually just make another drop chest and just say the hell with it and just dump stuff wherever we can because, well, you know, we are going to be moving anyway, so it's not really too big of a deal. Just plop everything wherever we decide to put it for the most part. So not a bad harvest if I do say so myself. Lots of good stuff. We're going to be using a decent amount of it. Corn especially, blueberries especially, eggs, fat, bones, um, the flours for drink mix because like for drinks wise, where is it here? Pure mineral water takes coal, goldenrod, and chrysanthemum. So it's definitely a great one to have. Go to the yucca. You could use smoothie, which is something you need to do on the working stove. Takes yucca fruit, blueberries, snowballs, and a glass jar, and the stuff is absolutely fantastic. Uh, it's it's just great to have. It works for both your hunger and your thirst, and it's pretty good. So we will get to that here not too long. But anyway, guys, I'm going to drive on over to our new base, and I will meet you guys there, and we're going to start doing a bit of the digging out and some more of the building. All right, so we made it over here in one piece. Uh, Got to grab some stuff out of our little storage chest that we got set up here. And then we're going to head on down. Like I said, whoops. Didn't need to grab that. But we're going to head on down. We're going to do whatever bit of building we can get done. Probably isn't going to be like... probably won't get it all finished, but let's head on down here and see what we can make happen. So like I mentioned, this is going to be a huge build. This is by far not going to be all of it, but let's get started, shall we? This should be fun. Lots to do, lots to carve out, that's for sure. We're just going to basically pop ourselves 4 high like that. We're just gonna drill in, and we're gonna get done what we can. I always just go up 4 high because then I just do 2 block depth at a time here. So just like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you miss out on a block or something like that as you're going, you know, it's not a big deal to me. I'll clean up as we go. So lots of rock we're going to get all this. To be honest, like I had mentioned, I don't think we're going to need rock after this, like, ever. This is going to be so much rock. So much. Now, I don't know if there's any, like, ore in this chunk here. If there's no ore in it, I think we might just collapse it. I'll show you guys how I do that. I did that when I made my build for my off-camera playthrough. I just collapsed the whole chunk, and it works out really, really good. It's a bit quicker. All I do is basically just cut out above on top here, and then we'll just cut out below it till it falls. So we'll see if there's any ore in it. If there's not, or even if there is, we might just collapse it anyway, because I'd like to have this thing set up as soon as possible and get back to smelting ourselves some lovely bits of forged steel and some iron, and be making our casings and stuff again, because right now my forges aren't really doing anything. I'm draining them of all the materials so we can get them moved. If you do move one while it's got stuff in it, you lose the stuff that's in it at the time. So you don't want to move them while they're full of all the resources. You want to make sure you get whatever you want or you can get out of them. So I've been working on draining them since, like, just before Horde Night. I got, I think, 5 out of 7 are ready to be moved. I just got to take, like, my crucible and anvils and stuff like that out of them. So all the way to the back, I don't think there's much for ore in this. We might just drop this one. I think we might, just because we can, really. Let's get this cut out here. Now, we don't have to cut too deep for collapsing it. You can just cut 1 deep, but you want to make sure that it's not hung up on the ceiling, because if it does collapse when it's stuck to the ceiling, it's more likely to take out what's above it too. So, or rather, most of the time it will take out what's above it. So you got to be careful there. That's the main reason why I'm doing it like I am. So when we do collapse it, it's just gonna take out what's underneath me now. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Some of you guys probably will have done this already yourselves. Maybe not, but it works pretty good. I like to do it this way, and then it's just like minimal cleanup afterwards. So alright, just like that. Now what we do is we just come down here and you just get in the bottom of it. And you just drill out the bottom. So just like this. And there is a little bit of iron in it, but I'm not really too concerned with it, to be honest. So just work our way through. It's gonna get glitchy on us here. Just carve out the bottom row. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of the second one, but not a big deal if you do. It's not going to be the end of the world. Just sneak our way past our support beam. Now, I don't think it'll get hung up on our support beam, but I could be wrong. We might have to carve out around that here too, so. Hopefully it don't give way on us while we're underneath it too. That would be the luck, but that's okay. That's what we have the bedroll for. I'm not too worried about dying. If we die, we die. It's not the end of the world. Wouldn't be the first time. Definitely won't be the last. keep cutting our way on through. Like I said, if it does get hung up, we will remedy that when we need to. So you notice I'm leaving a little bit there on that side, so it stays supported for now. I'm going to try to collapse it all in one, or pretty much one go, so there's only one cleanup to get through. Otherwise, if you collapse it in little bitty chunks, you'll have to clean up several times. So trying to avoid multiple cleanups as long as I'm going to be doing it this way. Keep carving and sliding on through. We're almost done. We only got a couple sections left. We might have to go get some more gas though. Wow, nasty lockup again. God, I hate when this does that. Man, this is a nasty lockup. It is like completely stuck. That was horrible. Let's actually get the right glasses on too so we get some more XP out of this. Level 98. We're almost to being able to make ourselves the coil sniper. Alright, almost done here. A little bit left to go. Alright, now let's go through to the other side here. And we only have a little bit left, and if it works out right, it is going to get hung up on that, on our support beams. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it is too. Damn. Alright, well, we'll have to fix that. I had a feeling, unfortunately, that it was, but oh well. Not the end of the world, like I mentioned. We will take care of that here momentarily. Basically, it's just getting stuck because it's technically connected to that. Not a huge problem. Just gotta carve away around it. As you can see, there's really nothing holding it up. It's just the fact that it's technically connected, I guess you'd call it. Just carve out around these, and we'll probably start collapsing a little bit here as we go. There it goes. That's seriously all we got? Wow, that was disappointing. Be a lot more than that coming down. Disappointing to say the least. That was an underwhelming collapse there. You know, we could just take out this whole side here as we go. And we actually have something we can just stand in and watch her fly. There it goes. That's what we wanted to see. Whoops, got in the way a little bit. Beautiful, like dominoes, just comes piling on down. A little bit of cleanup, like I said, and that's it. A couple little chunks to take out, and then you could pick up these. These are destroyed stone blocks. And then you have like little chunks of rock itself on the ground. So all in all, a lot easier way to cut it out. A lot less work involved, as you can see. A little bit left to go. Oh, I suppose it's hung up on the back wall too, technically, isn't it? I didn't even think about that, but because technically speaking, the wall shouldn't really be holding it, but I guess technically it's just another block, so I guess in a way it's unfortunately makes sense. There we go. And I have no idea why that stayed there. Must have dropped in, so yeah, it covered up the bottom. That's alright. So all in all, not too bad. Saved us a bit of time, dropped that down. Beautiful. So another whole section here ready to go. We can get all the rebar placed down for it whenever we want. Basically, we would just start and uh, basically do like this and all 6 blocks, and then we'll just come through and whoops, fill them all in with the concrete as we go. So no hurry to get these filled up. Basically, just need to get it all cleared out and make sure our support pillars are in. Um, and once it's all cleared out, we can work on putting in our storage chests where we want them, getting the rebar placed for the floor where we want the actual floor pieces for placing our benches and stuff like that, and where we need to fill in around everything else as well. Uh, I'm not 100% sure how I want it set up, to be honest. It's probably just going to be set up on the fly, so it's basically, you know, going to be however it happens. Um, but no real rhyme or reason to it, just so it's going to be convenient. So the stations are going to be set up by their storage chests, and we will have like extra storage for everything set up on the other side. So I don't know if we'll be able to get all of our workstations set up on the one side, because basically my thought was, as I wanted to put all my workstations, like workbenches, forges, cooking stations, the mechanics workstation, cement mixers, etc., all set up on the east side there, and basically have this side to be storage. But in a way, I don't know. I kind of want to have like my food station and my laser workbench and fusion forge up on that side as well, because it's just convenient to have that across from like the other workbenches and the other forges that will have set up basically straight across from there. So that might be how we end up doing it. I'm not 100% sure. So, like I said, it's just going to be something we set up as we go. We don't have the laser workbench. We don't have the fusion forge anyway. We will be crafting the working sinks and the working stove thing as well, because those are absolutely necessary for crafting a lot of the food related stuff. And the working sink is great for basically having murky water whenever you want it. You can just go over there and fill up your jars, and away you go. So very convenient that way. This is going to take a lot of resources, as you can see. Um, so far, we're almost got 200 of these rebar frames placed already, and each one takes, takes 20 concrete mix to fill it. So, and this is only one wall. We did the same on that wall, and then we have the 15 wide uh, wall in the front and the back. Plus, we're not even talking about the ceiling yet and the flooring, and when we add on for like our garden, and still have an underground garage to make potentially, and a whole bunch of stuff. So this is gonna end up being a lot bigger. When we do want to add on, we're just gonna cut through the wall and basically turn it into a doorway in order to basically get to the next section. So for now, it's just all going to be solid. It's all going to get filled in with concrete as far as the walls and the ceiling go. Because I'm not sure. I've been kind of racking my brain around where I want to put the underground garage, what side I want to put the garden on. And to be honest, I'm not 100% sure yet. Um, I believe. Hmm. Maybe it's to the east side that the water source is at, so we might want the garden over there and the garage on the west side here. I know we don't want to set anything up uh, desert side though, because sand has a really, really crappy support uh, support to it, so I don't want to bother setting up anything really on the sand side or the desert side. But otherwise, we do have three sides we got to work with, so we could potentially have like, extra storage and one for the garden and one for the underground garage. So it's gonna be a hell of a project, for sure. So anyway, as you guys can see, that's almost 300 blocks. So it's about, it's just shy of 6,000 concrete mix. Now, uh, we do gain quite a decent level, or quite a decent amount of XP as we do this. Look how much rock we have. Let's actually make this all into bundles. So you have almost 100,000 rock from just doing that. 100,000 stone. And we collapsed more than half of it. So, that's that's a lot. Uh, that's just so much. That's the only like really unfortunate part of doing this. Um, since the update for the mod, you can no longer sell the stone to the trader. So it's, you're kind of stuck with it, or you just have to pitch it kind of thing. And I don't really like to waste it. I mean, we probably won't ever use that much. But then again, we are going to be building a lot. So all that rock will go to use as far as making like uh, the concrete mix, and then we'll need sand and stuff for like insulators and more glass jars. So I do plan on putting it to use. I do want to do something something up above the ground too, and use glass blocks, so we have like a see-through like flooring maybe. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do, but I do know I want to do some stuff with glass blocking. So we will need a lot of resources for that. Glass blocks are kind of costly because they take 5 different resources. I'll actually show you guys here quick. So it takes sand, stone, lead, iron, and clay. And as you can see, it's not cheap. And that's per block. So quite expensive. There's trap blocks too, but that's more for like, you know, not something we really need. Now these glass blocks is kind of more of a, I don't know, I'll show you guys the difference when we actually do get to crafting them. That's going to be a ways off though. By the time we actually are getting to that, we should have our sniper tower set up and ready to go as well. That's another thing I want to work on, but I'm just not sure how I want to get that set up. I have something in mind, but at the same time, it's like I just am not sure. I really wish I had the solar stuff to actually complete it all the way, so we could just start on it and do it, start to finish completely. But unfortunately, you need a lot higher game stage than we currently have at the moment in order to get solar pieces from the traders. So it's unfortunate that you can't actually craft that in game, because that would be fantastic. I really wish that was something that was unlocked by, like the technology tree. That'd be the perfect spot for it, because the technology tree is, each step is, it's, you basically have a level, a requirement to get through each step of it. So that would be like the perfect spot to stick the solar stuff in, because solar could definitely go into the tech tree because it's solar power. So, that's just my thought on it. The solar stuff could definitely be added to, maybe, I don't know, tech 3 of 5 or 4 of 5 even. So, if it's 3 of 5, it'd be level 125. If it's 4 of 5, it'd be 150. But I think it should be craftable, because that's something that does come in very handy. And I don't think that should be like a trader only thing, because then you're relying on, RNG as far as your solar cells for it, because you get solar cells from grade 1 to 80. So, you're basically relying on luck in your and stuff like that in order to make the better solar cells, and or not even to make them, to be able to buy them. So it's kind of, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that, to be perfectly honest. I'm not a fan of the RNG for the solar cells at the trader, because in my oh, are we out of concrete? Holy crap, we went through all that concrete. I think we have a little more upstairs though. I think we do. I hope we do. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure we do. I also brought the forged iron because I'm going to upgrade all these ladder pieces to iron right away. Not because we have to or anything like that, but I just like the looks of the iron or the steel ladder better. Again, just a personal thing, but yeah, we definitely don't want to be building. Well, actually, I think north would be fine, but well, we might have enough room around us to make work with something before we hit the desert, so we should be all right. Hello. Don't see them too often roaming at night. That's one thing I wish there was more of at night, is them things, especially later on. You know, not saying for like the first night or two, and now we get our hazmat boots. That's nice, game. That's so nice of you. Now that we're back home and we're not needing to go to the wasteland trader, now you give us the boots. Isn't that lovely of the game? You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Oh, yeah. Alright, so this wall is now finished. That leaves just the ceiling, the floor, and then we gotta chop out this bit here. There's not too much left to do, but I'm not gonna do the rest of the carving out on camera. The video would go too long if I did that. But there's only 2 rows, and there's only 2 of them, so that'll go pretty quick. And then I will do the ceiling off camera, because the ceiling is just, yeah. That's not something I'm even going to worry about doing right away. But maybe what we do is, maybe next episode we'll actually get to start setting this sucker up. So what we can do is, basically what I want anyway is the first 3 rows here all filled in with concrete. And then I like to have my storage chests right here. So basically the first 3 rows here are just going to be for all our workstations and benches and all sorts of good stuff like that. So basically all these can be filled in like this, and first 3 rows just for our workstations. Like I said, storage in here in between the support pillars, and then this is of course going to be all wall here. So then what we got to do is we got to get a door. Now I'm going to leave this without a door until we unlock the sci-fi door. I don't know. I just like having the sci-fi doors, to be honest. We could put like a temporary door in there, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see, but yeah, basically in between each of these pillars is basically going to be a certain set of stuff. So like workbenches for the first one, metal workstations will go in this one, and then we'll have like all our forges next, cement mixers, mortars and pestle. What else do we got? Tailoring station and writing desk. And we'll have like the mechanics workstation and our chem stations. So tons of stuff to put in, tons of storage to get put in. We're gonna have so many storage crates in here, and our goal is gonna be to fill them and make more and fill them as well, because we love to hoard and we know it. We know it. So I'm a terrible hoarder on here, and you guys will, I don't know, you guys might be the same way on the game. I know some of you guys are. I know some of you guys are looking forward to seeing this build, because it's gonna, how do I put it, vicariously fulfill your hoarding dreams, I guess, is how I'll put it. It's kind of funny to say it that way, but uh, yeah, we're gonna have so much stuff. One thing I can't wait to do is I can't wait to get to that other casino I want to show you guys. That casino is absolutely just uh, godly for crafting materials. I mean, it's electrical components and stuff like that. I can't wait to show you guys that. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm going to finish working on this throughout the night. Like I said, next episode, I think we're just going to go ahead and get this set up. We might actually take a run up to the Wasteland Trader, though, before we do this, because I did say I wanted to show you guys that, and I still do. I want to see if the Wasteland Trader does have a laser workbench or a fusion forge. But again, I don't feel like that's something you should be able to buy from the damn trader. I really don't. It kind of it kind of drives me nuts that you can actually buy that from the trader in a way, slightly, because like I said, that's something that I feel you should have to earn. And I know if we end up buying one, then kind of makes me seem like a dumbass for saying it, but maybe what we'll do is we'll make it so we have to make it ourselves in this playthrough. We won't buy it. We'll actually just make it so we have to go to the lab in order to make it. So that's going to require us getting the multi-tool and taking the resources there, which we already have the resources. So we just need to find the multi-tool and we go and loot the lab. If we don't, we're going to have to go to the second lab and hope to get lucky, because as far as I know, the lab is the only place you can find it. I don't think I've seen one at a trader, at any of the Wasteland traders. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to get done yakking here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to see the works of this base. There's going to be a lot more coming as far as the building goes. We got the sniper tower, underground farm, extra storage area. So much stuff yet to build. There's tons we got to do. This playthrough is gonna be creative, I guess, to say the least. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate all your guys' support. The channel is doing absolutely fantastic. You guys are legendary. I really appreciate you guys being here. I do. I can't say it enough, but you guys are absolutely fantastic community members. So thank you guys for that. If you guys are enjoying these videos, make sure you guys smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel and trigger those notification bells so that way you never miss out on any of the videos. And again, I really do appreciate you guys being here, so thank you guys so much. And we'll catch you guys for the next episode.